Alrighty. Yeah. Cyrus here. It's like almost 11. Been having a pretty good morning. Slept in a little bit. Got to pray and meditate. And it's loud. It's loud on this Tuesday morning. And I got to write and then play some music and work on a new song. Like the guitar part's not new and the lyrics themselves aren't new, but I'm kind of putting them together in a new way. And so that's exciting, and so I got to work on that for a little while. I got a pretty good recording of another song that I've been working on for a while. Yeah, it feels good. Like, so this new song that I've been working on, I would, as I was traveling between where I live and where my girlfriend lives, I'd make a solid effort to stop off somewhere to get a recording of me playing the song. So I got quite a bit of time, quite a bit of experience working on it, and I haven't even touched it in like the last 2 or 3 months. So it feels good to have that kind of enter the stratosphere of Cyrus again. And just kind of tune into this creative energy in my writing. I figure that instead of writing to-do lists, not instead of, but in addition to a to-do list, there should be a should-I list. And not even boxes to check off, but more like a multiple choice question. But the question is, what would you rather do? And it could be, get to the gym, play the guitar, write a rap, play disc golf. And I try to keep chores off of that list, because chores just need to get done. There's this fine balance between adulting and nurturing your inner child, inner artist. And the should I list really helps put that emphasis on that inner child, inner artist work. Because I definitely have a tendency to just check boxes off a list in a very disciplined manner. And even this morning in my brain, I'm like, I should go to the gym first, I should do all these errands first, and then I could have fun. But by the time I'm done all these errands, by the time I have a chance to actually participate in that thing that I think would be fun, I'm too tired to do it. And then I'm not actually living the life that I want to live. I'm like living in advance of life. Okay, well, if I get all these things done, then I'll have time to do the things that I actually want to do. So what is it that's preventing me from just doing the things that I want to do? Really nothing. And so especially on a day off of work where I get to sleep in, I don't have to wake up at 5 in the morning and get to work for 5:45. Like, I have this time to do what I want to do. And I guess that's why I've been enjoying my job working the front desk at the community center, because I get to practice that balance between nurturing the inner child and adulting, right? Obviously, I'm there to work, I'm getting paid, so I have to be attentive to my work responsibilities, but I also have the freedom to do some writing and do some gratitude, or there's a lot of personal work that I have time to do. And so, I don't know, there's something special though about having this time and space at home where I could just like sit outside before noon, cigarette and coffee, camera, It's a decaf, by the way. Yeah, I made the switch recently from, well, actually, it's been a year now. I've been it recently. So it's been a year of making the switch from caffeinated coffee to decaf. And you know what? It ain't decaf bad. Yeah, I definitely notice how much more I'm like wandering. Like, at least when I could look at myself, I'm like, oh yeah, there's someone there that I can connect to. But with just the back of the camera, you know, there's like, I don't really have anything to look at. It's just this piece of technology. It's not really human. Whereas like if I see my face on it, then it's a little bit more human. So yeah, nurturing the inner child, and like I want to have fun with my life, and that means having fun with my life today. It doesn't mean, okay, I'll do all the chores today so that tomorrow I could do the fun stuff. But then I'm just perpetually going about life with that attitude, so I'm always just pushing the fun stuff further and further back. And the fun stuff is like what makes life worthwhile. Like that's the gift I have to give. Is like this ability, this willingness to be present with myself and to accept myself as I am and show up in the capacities that I can show up in. You know, it doesn't really matter if anyone thinks this or that of me. What matters is that I'm having fun and I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. Like getting into that flow state without anyone around. You know, that's a pretty hard thing to do. It's like, oh, well, I need to be on a sports team. And then, you know, then we're kind of working as a unit with this, that, the other thing. And, you know, it's like, I got my conscious contact and I got my creativity. And like by engaging in my creativity, by having fun, I get to be of service to my higher power. Because, of course, my higher power wants me to live a good, happy, healthy, fun life. But I'm not in service of my higher power. I'm like, oh, well, so-and-so needs help and I gotta do, like, of course I gotta be useful to my fellows and the people around me, but I'm not gonna be any use to anyone if I can't have fun by myself. And I don't know, music's so helpful with that. Comedy's helpful with that. Disc golf, you know, having a workout regimen. Just like getting it, like I need to take care of myself because man, no one else is gonna do it for me. I don't want to grow resentful to people that love me because they're not loving me in place of me loving myself. All right, dear God, thank you for this beautiful day. A little cold, a little rainy. Fuck, it feels good to be out of summer, you know. And right now we don't really have winter going on, but it feels good to transition and to evolve, to shed more layers, uncover, discover, discard, and just be present for this really beautiful life that we get to live, and with all the beautiful pieces of technology and equipment and all these tools that we have at our disposal to communicate and to express and to seek that truth and that higher power connection relationship. So yeah, anyway, cigarette. Grateful for the tobacco, as you know, just that, for me it's such a tool, it's such a catalyst for me to get into this space where I can talk to a camera. It's powerful like that, you know. It doesn't do anything, but it's like, it's just that little bit of incentive, you know. I get to make it a little bit spiritual. And, you know, it's like, it's the key that unlocks the door, you know. And it doesn't always have to be, obviously there's, you know, health risks associated with smoking, but like it's worth it for me, because if I'm not, you know, would I show up like this without a cigarette, without coffee, decaf? I wonder if it'll ever get to a point where someone's watching this and like, what the fuck? Why isn't that guy just smoking a cigarette right away? Why is he talking all this shit first? I mean, that's kind of the point. You know, I get to like get a little antsy and yeah, feel excitement. You know, I'm excited to smoke this cigarette. It's crazy. And I'm excited about, you know, working on this new song. You know, taking it from work in progress to finished. And I have a bunch of songs like that, and it has been difficult to have the motivation to engage with the songs because I've had them for so long, and it's like, fuck, how long does it take to finish a project? But I mean, there's definitely an argument the longer it takes, the better the work is. And being deliberate and slow and not getting ahead of myself. Oh, I'm not getting the fame and fortune that I want. Because honestly, none of that shit really matters. What matters is that I'm being of service to my higher power by engaging in the things that I find fun, by creating, by participating in the creative act. Ugh. Anyway, get grounded. Yeah, you may have noticed the ring is on my right hand middle finger. It's only when I play guitar. My left hand's my fretboard hand, and the ring kind of gets in the way, so I have to switch it over. And because honestly, it feels best right there on the left index. Not too long ago, at my girlfriend's place. You know, she's so much more than a girlfriend, but I think for simplicity's sake, girlfriend is the most appropriate term. But I was over at her place and we had a couple friends over, and it was the first time I think that we've had some mutual friends over to play some board games, and we played Catan, and we just had a fucking blast. You know, we just got to talk about real shit. You know, like the game is like lubricant for like a deep connection, and that's what disc golf can be too. But you know, it's funny too. I for a long time I didn't know what my ascending sign is in Western astrology, because I never really knew what time of birth, what time I came out of the womb. And I made assumptions and I was wrong, but it turns out 14 minutes difference, I guess, classifies me as a Leo ascendant. And like Leos are all about like winning, you know. Oh, like there's a meme I saw recently, like Leos are, it's not my fault it got competitive, and now I'm contractually, legally obliged to win. And so that's been a lot, there's been a lot of work in that for me to see the game as the lubricant. And so when I go disc golfing with my dad, instead of over coaching him for an hour and a half straight, we could just play disc golf, but we could also have a really deep, meaningful conversation. There's no tobacco in that. Inhale. So we're playing Catan, we're having some deep talks, and at the end we're talking about Kill Tony, because we all love Kill Tony, and I have a dream to perform comedy, and I've done comedy before, and I practice, I do a lot of writing, trying to write material. Well, not trying, I am writing material, I just don't go out and workshop it in front of a crowd so much, which I do want to do. I'm setting that intention out loud. And my friend Brad, he was acting as Tony Hinchcliffe, and he's like, I wasn't ready, but it was hard. I was like put on the spot, and like he's like, "What's up with that ring?" And I just couldn't I couldn't come up with anything. And so anyway, I was talking about the ring, and now I'm gonna finish talking about the ring. And yeah, there's a sale going on at Kears, and my girlfriend's mom, she was up to visit from Ontario in June, and so, or was it July? I think it was June. Yeah. And anyway, she left me $200 to buy something nice. And I figured, okay, well, a ring could be nice. And I've always wanted Ruby. My Nana, her name was Ruby, and she was an artist too. And I would assume that a lot of my artistic abilities comes from her and that side of the family, and my ancestors on that side of the family. I mean, everyone's expressive, but she was an artist. She was a watercolor painter. And so, yeah, I got 9 rubies on my finger now. Yeah, and it's cool. I'm thinking about tattoos, and sometimes you get a tattoo and you don't get it for any particular reason, but sometimes like you get it, because it represents something. You get it for the meaning that you already associate with it. And some other tattoos, that meaning comes as we grow. And it's kind of cool. Like with this ring, I didn't really know what the meaning would be behind it, but it's it's a connection to my grandmother, and connection to that art, and connection to like to those that have a program of recovery, because they have an alcoholic in their family, and my grandfather was an alcoholic, and yeah, she did a lot of work in that program, and so much so that one of my friends, his older sister, was named after my Nana, Ruby. And so it just, it goes to show, the service that she did, and being of service to others is like the whole point. And like I'm talking about expression and creativity, and that's being of service to my higher power. But I still have to go out there and help people, and I have to share my experiences and share my struggle, because no one in this world is without struggle. Anyway, just kind of ranting, just enjoying this beautiful day, and I hope you get a chance, a moment, to just close your eyes, breathe, and just be where you are, and be who you are, and feel that goodness in your soul, in your mind, and your heart. So with that, peace and love. Thanks for tuning in. If you've made it this far, I would very much appreciate a like, a comment, maybe hit the subscribe button, and let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about. All right, peace and love.